Boom shakalaka, a huge Bitcoin pump on the horizon, or is there? Stay tuned. What's up everyone, Randall here from Crypto Love. Today's video, a lot of very interesting charts for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, including a huge parabolic pump on the horizon for Bitcoin, or may there not be? Before we get into it, guys, like the video, join us on Twitter through Crypto Love, and subscribe to the OG Bitcoin and Crypto YouTube channel, making daily videos since 2017. Wow. Now, today, Fear and Greed at 29. Pretty much sideways from yesterday, but look at how much different from last month when we were in extreme greed, extreme frothiness. Now, fear, the sky is falling. The overall market up 1.5% today. Bitcoin at 57,464, Ethereum at 3016, BNB at 509, and you can read the rest. Now, Bitcoin here, following still perfectly on the higher end of the candles from the last time it dipped below this orange line, the 200-day moving average. Could we see Bitcoin consolidation for the next couple months until September when things take off? That's quite possible. But right now we see the 200-day moving average acting as resistance for Bitcoin. This could potentially turn bad, especially if it breaks out of this bull flag trend that we've been in. And there is trendline resistance from the beginning of June, this dashed line right here. Coincidentally, the 21 EMA is following that pretty closely, so that's also going to be resistance. We will have to break above there for the market to take off back in the upwards direction. But Willy Woo saying, hey, the market has too much paper in the system despite heavy long liquidations. We're seeing more longs coming in to replace them, preventing the proper reset. If you want to know who to blame for the market tumbling, not the Germans, not Mt. Gox, not the miners, it's all of the leverage traders out there. Just go blame them. Say things aren't going to get better until you lose all your money. And, you know, maybe the trees will be shaken all the way down until they do lose all their money, and then things will take off once again. If we take a look here, even though there were a lot of longs liquidated as the price tumbled down, there's still a lot in the $51,000 to $52,000 area, and there's pretty much more down to about $37,000. I would not be surprised if we do see the market just scoop up all of that before resuming a new bull run. My prediction for the halving was a $40,000 fair value Bitcoin by the halving. That's right around where we need to go to liquidate all of the longs before the market can go up once again. It could potentially happen. Right now, capital is continuing to exit the crypto market, dropping from over 110 billion in March to 20 billion today. Look at that, and a nice head and shoulders right there, meaning that it could go down even further. We can see Bitcoin breaking its 125-day consolidation range right here. And that's not 125 days. This is 125 days. But its recent consolidation right here, breaking it, if we don't find support at the $60,000 area, could be headed back towards the midline right around 44. And that's not too far from the low end, that $30,000 territory, to capture all of the longs to liquidate. Now, the harmonic bat pattern for Bitcoin saying that based on this setup right here, roughly $40,000 to $45,000 would be the target for it, could be headed to those levels. Or, that's one side of the story. That's the bearish side of the story. And, you know, not completely unrealistic, because as long as new longs keep coming to take the place of old ones, it'll just keep on eating up all of that long liquidation territory until it doesn't. Because, hey, that's pretty easy money for all the whales out there. But what could be happening is this could potentially be the spring event after a nice wick-off reaccumulation for Bitcoin happening here that could send things up in the next few months. As a matter of fact, this target right here, local bottom, could be forming. We saw some charts in yesterday's video that were suggesting very strongly of bottom formation based on just the liquidation event that happened and also based on the minor capitulation event going on. But could this just be a local bottom forming similar to what we saw here in 2023 before things took off once again? Again, this will be very interesting to see. And this was summer of 2023. Guess what? Summer of 2024. Nothing happening during the summer as well. Just go to the beach, have fun, do all that stuff. Now, if we zoom out on 6-month Bitcoin charts, it turns out that we have already broken the previous all-time high on the 6-month charts suggesting that we might have a strong uptrend coming pretty soon, $100,000 or more in the next 1 to 2 candles, which would be in the next year or so, which would have many of you saying, adoy, we all know that. Altcoins also looking similar to 2020, the corrective wave 2. You can see wave 1, wave 2 before 3, 4, 5 on the way up in the Elliott wave. We have the wave 1, corrective wave 2. This could potentially be the bottom before we see wave 3, 4, 5 for altcoins. And I know a lot of people are probably praying for that because Bitcoin right now on the current low of this uptrend, pretty much on the trend bottom. If it holds the current low, and he says he doesn't think that it does, the rest of the year could look like this, parabolic territory up to $160,000 or more. And that would be pretty nice, but it may not hold. We may be headed down to lower levels. But if it does hold, take a look at this fractal from 2013, 14, 15, 16, 17. What happened then, where we broke previous all-time highs, found resistance at those levels, similar to what we're seeing right now. And if we take a look at sentiment, very similar setup where we had a brief period of belief before falling back down to optimism, finding support on optimism, and then breaking through previous all-time highs. Could we be headed in that territory where price just launched upwards from there? Well, it's possible because you do have to remember, still very early after the halving. Generally in this territory, nothing happens yet for the halving. September-ish is the territory where things might start taking off. So we still have a couple more months of potentially pain and misery and liquidating longs. That's the only thing that gives me happiness anymore at this point. But pain and misery until price starts taking off, because based on the average growth trajectory of the first 3 halvings, guess what? Cycle top here, over $1 million. Holy freaking cow. And even if you discount the first halving, because that one was just outrageous, and just the last 2 halvings, average that out, well, that's 600,000. And even if you just take half of the last halving, guess what? That's still $160,000. So, that being said, I think there's still a lot of territory to go, but there might just be a bit of pain for the leverage traders first, which teaches them right for trading on leverage. So, that's all for this episode. If you did enjoy it, like the video. I'll catch you guys later. Have a good one. Also, YouTube thinks you should watch that video right there. And, you know, while we're all gloating because leverage traders get liquidated, just watch that video. I'll catch you later. Have a good one. Love you. Peace.
If you don't think Bitcoin's going to $1 million a coin and then $10 million a coin, you're already a loser.
From now on, if you don't own Bitcoin, you're a moron.